She got promoted. Everyone congratulated her. She smiled, nodding. Inside, panic bloomed. They'll find out. I don't deserve this. It was luck. Just dumb. Timing. She's brilliant, actually. Top of her field. But she can't see it. Something's blocking the view. It has a name. Let's understand it. Let's go inside. Hey, welcome back. This is Mystified Mind. Sophia just got promoted to senior director. 10 years of hard work finally paying off. She smiled and thanked everyone graciously. But that night, she couldn't sleep. A single thought kept looping in her mind. What if they realize I'm not that good? She reviewed her own resume skeptically, searching for evidence. She didn't actually deserve this. Every achievement got quietly explained away. That project succeeded because of my team. That client loved us because of timing. I just got lucky with that opportunity. Never once did she credit her own skill. Sophia isn't insecure in most areas of life. She's confident, decisive, respected by her peers. But professionally, this feeling follows her everywhere. Before every presentation, her hands shake slightly. Not from excitement, from fear of exposure. Fear that someone will finally see through her. See that she's actually just been faking it. Here's the strange part, though. Sophia has an actual track record of success. Awards, promotions, glowing performance reviews. None of it changes how she feels inside. She'd graduated at the top of her class, landed her first job through sheer competence. Yet none of that history felt convincing to her, like her brain kept a different scoreboard entirely, one that only counted doubts and near misses, never the actual wins stacked up behind her. So why does Sophia feel this way? This has an actual name in psychology. It's called Imposter Phenomenon. Psychologists Pauline Clance and Suzanne Imes coined it in 1978. They studied high-achieving women, specifically, women with real, documented accomplishments, and found something surprising and consistent. Many of them privately believed they were frauds, despite clear external evidence of their competence. Here's the mechanism behind it. Success gets attributed to external factors: luck, timing, other people's help. Failure gets attributed to internal factors. I'm just not good enough. This is the exact opposite of a healthy pattern, where success reflects skill and failure reflects circumstance. Researchers call this attributional asymmetry. It quietly rewires how you interpret your own life. Interestingly, imposter feelings often affect high performers most, not because they're incompetent, the opposite, actually. Highly conscientious people notice their own flaws more. They hold themselves to extremely high standards, so any small gap feels like proof of fraud. Sophia's brain wasn't malfunctioning randomly. It was responding to a specific learned pattern, a pattern with a name, and real research behind it. This pattern isn't rare or unusual. Research suggests most people experience it at some point, especially during major transitions or promotions. New role, new title, new spotlight. Each one can reactivate the same old fear. Understanding this doesn't make the feeling disappear instantly, but it does take away its power to isolate you. Now that you understand the mechanisms, let's see how it actually shows up. Here are 3 signs to watch for. Sign 1, you discount your own achievements. A win happens, and you explain it away instantly. Anyone could have done that before the praise even fully lands. This is called success discounting. Sign 2, you overprepare to compensate for feeling inadequate. working twice as hard as everyone else. Not from ambition, from fear of being exposed. You believe only relentless effort can hide the gap that isn't actually there. Sign 3, praise, makes you deeply uncomfortable. Compliments feel wrong, somehow undeserved. You deflect them quickly, almost automatically. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could do it. Because accepting praise would mean believing it's true. None of these signs mean you're incompetent. If anything, they mean you care deeply. If even one sign felt familiar, you're already more self-aware than most people. You just did. Here's where this pattern starts taking a toll. Sophia begins working later and later each night, trying to preempt any possible criticism. She rewrites emails 5 or 6 times, second-guessing every single word choice. She avoids raising her hand in big meetings, terrified of saying something that reveals her fraud, even though she's usually right, even though her instincts are excellent. She starts comparing herself constantly to colleagues, not realizing many of them feel exactly the same. The overworking starts affecting her health. She stops sleeping well before big presentations. Her stomach knots before every performance review. Even reviews that always turn out excellent. One day, she's offered an even bigger role, a role she's clearly more than qualified for. Her first instinct isn't excitement, it's dread. What if this is where I finally get caught? She almost turns it down out of fear. Fear of a spotlight she doesn't feel she's earned. Her mentor notices something is clearly wrong and asks her directly, what's really going on? She realized she'd been living 2 separate lives. One, full of visible external accomplishment. The other, quiet, doubtful, and exhausted. The gap between them kept growing wider, and she was the only one carrying it. Something had to change before it broke her. She hadn't taken a real day off in months. Sophia finally admits how she's actually been feeling. Her mentor listens quietly without judgment, then says something Sophia didn't expect. I've felt exactly the same way for years. Sophia is stunned. Her mentor seems so confident. Confidence and imposter feelings aren't opposites, her mentor explains. You can have both at the same time. That single sentence shifts something in Sophia. She starts keeping an actual record of evidence. Every project, every compliment, every measurable result, not to boost her ego, to counter the distortion. When the old thought arrives, I got lucky. She checks the record instead of the feeling. The record tells a very different story. She takes the bigger role despite the fear. The fear doesn't disappear immediately, but it stops, making all her decisions for her. She starts separating 2 very different things. The feeling of being a fraud and the fact of her competence. Those 2 things were never actually connected. She also started mentoring a junior colleague, watching that colleague doubt her own obvious talent, made the pattern suddenly painfully visible from outside. You're clearly excellent, Sophia told her gently. The words felt strange coming out of her own mouth, but she meant every word, completely. Here's what most people misunderstand about imposter syndrome. They think the goal is eliminating the feeling entirely, but that's not quite how it works. The feeling might visit at every new level, every promotion, every bigger stage, every new challenge. That's not necessarily a problem to eliminate. The goal isn't feeling 100% confident. The goal is not letting the feeling drive the car. Feelings and facts can coexist without one controlling the other. Sophia still feels a flicker of doubt sometimes, But now she has a record to check against it. Evidence doesn't erase the feeling, it outweighs it. This isn't just about careers either. It shows up in parenting, creativity, and relationships. Anywhere we secretly believe we don't quite belong. Belonging was never about feeling fully ready. It was about showing up, evidence in hand. Sophia still keeps her evidence record to this day. Not because she's insecure, because she's honest with herself. Feelings lie sometimes. Evidence generally doesn't. That's not arrogance. That's just clear-eyed self-respect. And self-respect was always the actual goal. That's the real lesson from Sophia's story. If you recognize yourself in Sophia's story, the self-doubt, the overworking, the discounted wins, you're not a fraud and you're not alone. This feeling is often a sign of high standards. Understanding that is the first step forward. You don't need to wait until the doubt disappears. You just need to ask yourself one question. What does the actual evidence say about me? Not the feeling, the evidence. If this made you see something new, do me a favor, hit subscribe. It genuinely helps this channel keep going. Drop a comment if you related to Sophia. New videos drop every single week. So hit that bell and stay close. Because your worth was never something to prove. It was something you already had. I'm Nipa. I'll see you next time.